One of the best things to come out of post-game from game one was Ben Simmons saying he wants to play Trae Young. I assume Ben is just going to listen to his coach in the start of a series saying that he's not hey, look, if you're Ben Simmons, you know your best defender on the team, and you could guard 1 through 5. And your coach says, all right, when we go out, we're going to have Danny Green start on Trae Young. I assume that Ben Simmons isn't going to jump up out of his seat and go, whoa, coach, I'm going to guard Trae Young. Maybe after one game where it fails, and then you play against Trae Young in the game at some point and you have great success like you did in the second half, maybe that's where you could have a little bit more of a case for it, and Ben Simmons would jump up and say, nope, I got him for game 2. When they tip off tomorrow night, I expect Ben Simmons to be on Trae Young. I also expect Ben Simmons to play Trae Young physically, like he talked about after the game yesterday. But what I also expect, unfortunately, is Trae Young getting calls. He certainly got calls against the Sixers in game 1. He got calls against the Knicks throughout that 5-game series. In this particular game, this series, throughout the playoffs, as long as the Hawks are in it, however many games this goes, Trae Young will get calls. If he's going to get a call with Matisse Thybulle running stride for stride with him, and then Trae Young bumps into him, and he gets that call where there was no contact on the shot itself, Trae Young is going to get calls. If Trae Young's going to get that call against Matisse Thybulle, you bet your ass he is going to get that call against Ben Simmons. 1,000% of the time. And it's not a reputation thing. It's not a, hey, rookie or sophomore in the league, you got to learn, you got to earn this. Like Tyrese Maxey not getting calls was totally, oh, you're a rookie, you got to earn that call. Matisse Thybulle is a good enough defender, and I think it's known throughout the NBA there's a good enough defender. He should be considered when it comes to getting calls and not getting calls. That was an instance against Trae Young where he should have gotten the benefit of not even the benefit of the doubt, but shouldn't have had the foul called on him, especially when contact was initiated by Trae Young. I know that's not how they normally call it in the NBA, but to me, it's one of the most Bush League things that an athlete does in basketball is initiate contact as an offensive player, and somehow the foul is always on the defender. It drives me nuts. But the perfect example of why they shouldn't make that call is the Trae Young on Matisse Thybulle call in the third quarter that I thought was absolutely atrocious in that game. To me, it's just something that needs to be thrown out of the NBA, and hopefully that happens. But I do expect Ben Simmons on Trae Young, but I would also expect Trae Young to get a lot of the calls against the 6'10" Ben Simmons. And Ben mentioned it twice after the game in 2 different questions. When he was asked about guarding Trae Young, he said, if the refs let me play and let me play physical, I need to be on him. I just don't think they're going to let him be physical enough to the point where he's going to be allowed to stay on Trae Young. If I'm Doc Rivers, I'm keeping a close eye on it because Trae Young will draw those fouls. And then you got to worry about getting your best defender off the floor. Then you also have to worry about somebody else coming in to facilitate your offense where, and look, as great as he's been, I don't want Tyrese Maxey running this offense for the vast majority of it. Maybe your second option after that is actually watching Tobias Harris run this offense as he had a couple of times throughout the season, where he had been your point guard, actually, your facilitator after Ben Simmons had some foul trouble throughout the regular season or dealing with an injury throughout the season. That's where you have seen Tobias Harris come in and play a little bit more of that point forward position that you've seen so normally from Ben Simmons. I don't want to see him get into that foul trouble, and I know you don't either, folks. So let's hope that he avoids that. I hope that you get the defense from him in game 2 going up against Trae Young, but I certainly hope that you're not seeing him get the foul calls on him throughout.